trying to do a little more YouTube content here, but at the office right now, wrapping up, I feel like my eyes are bleeding because I just stared at these screens that you see behind me like all day long today and all day long yesterday for like 35 hours, way too much. So they're bleeding. And by the way, this thing's pretty cool. I gotta find somewhere to put it. 96 unit purchase, that Cushman, little gift that Cushman Wakefield gave for us for closing that deal with them. But yeah, the $51 million deal, I think it's still a long shot, obviously, but we had a couple more dominoes kind of fall today, and we're kind of working through like what it has to look like, and we got about 10 like what ifs that have to fall in our direction in order for it to pan out and for the deal to be ours. But we tipped a couple of those dominoes over today, and we're just looking and finding options that will work for us and our investors. And if they do, we're going to be able to take a pretty good run at it. We're just trying to get as much lined up as possible, because when you do some of these bigger deals, you don't have a financing contingency, and you're working with a little bit bigger, as far as like earnest money, it's a little bit bigger dollar amount. So earnest money wise, we'd be looking between 200 and $550,000. And when it comes to the financing, you don't really have the contingency. So it's basically 30 days. You put the offer out there. It's 30-day due diligence, 30 days to close. And that'd be a really competitive offer. It'd be a really competitive, good way to go out there and be able to wrap up the deal. But at the same time, you don't have that financing contingency like you do in most deals. I mean, most deals I've done before, we've had due diligence of 30 days with inspection, all that stuff, and then financing contingency like 45 to 60 days, environmentals, all that stuff, and then closing another 30 days after the financing. So you're looking at 90 days total to close. Here it's boom, 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 because when you're working with these big deals, like you're competing with, and the buyers, there's always money for these deals because they're the easiest to run. You have scale, but then they also have, the people that you'll be selling to on the way out, they pretty much always have funds to be able to buy deals like this, no matter the economic environment. So that being said, just wanted you to be able to see. I'm trying to get my camera so that stuff's not mirrored and it's hard for me, but there's a loan amount that we're looking at right there. Interest rate, amortization. If we were just to pay interest and the principal back, $177,000 would be our scheduled payment. But because we're going to be interest only, we'll be at about $119,000 per month. And right here is kind of the term sheet that we got. And once again, you can kind of see, you can kind of see where we're at here. 75% down, 3 to 5 years interest only, followed by 30-year amortization, 3.75%. So I'm assuming that we're going to be able to get the best rate, the best financing package that's available. Will we be able to? I don't know. But basically, we kind of have to in order to make the deal work with the investors that we have. And I use another private firm that they have some investment dollars that they're putting to work for their investors, and they have to be able to make a spread, right? So they need to be able to have a good enough return on this deal. And just like I need to be able to see enough upside to be able to take on a project like this. So we're going through the whole exercise, but that's this right here. That's new. This is new as of today. Things kind of moved forward a little bit, and document the process a little bit, just because even if it doesn't happen now, it's going to happen at some point where we'll do a $50 million deal. It might not be, September 2019 we're closing, but I'm kind of feeling good about it. I got a good gut feeling that we're going to close on it and get it. But even if it's not, it's good exercise to go through. It's a learning experience for me. Either way, each deal that I do, I've learned more and more and more each time, just taking steps forward. You got to remember 3 years ago right now, I had 2 4-unit apartment buildings, and that's it. And we're at about 300 units today. If we close this deal, we'll be up to about 600. If we were to close this deal, we'd be at about $100 million of assets under management as well. So just kind of moving forward, you never know everything before you start. If you're waiting to try to know everything before you start, you're never going to be able to start. You gotta be able to learn. You got to be able to learn with the mindset of, I'm going to implement this. You got to find a way to make money. You got to find a way to save money and stash that money. You got to go out and look at investments, and you got to not be scared and put that money to work. I learned and learned and learned. I paid a lot of money to be able to learn. I invested my time and money into books and seminars and online webinars to learn as much as I could. But the whole time, like that learning and that knowledge that I gained would have been completely wasted if I didn't go out and do something. So I was very diligent, and while I was learning, while I was earning, while I was saving and stashing cash to be able to go invest, I was going out to look at deals. And then finally I could pull the trigger. So you gotta be able to go look at deals while you're doing the first 3 steps. You gotta be able to then pull the trigger when you find one that makes sense. So guys, keep following. Hope you have subscribed. If you haven't, please subscribe. That would be awesome. Check us out on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, doing some TikTok these days. But yeah, we'll talk to you.